Why would a woman want you to step back even when she's attracted to you? It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? You'd think the more attention and affection you give, the closer and more invested she'd become. But here's the surprising truth. Sometimes what she really wants, even if she doesn't say it out loud, is a bit of space to breathe, to miss you, to feel your absence when you pull back. You're not creating distance just for the sake of it. You're giving her the chance to reflect on what you bring to her life in this video. We're uncovering why this approach isn't just a clever tactic, but a natural dynamic in attraction. And yes, even rooted in Stoic philosophy, the Stoics remind us of the power of restraint, the strength in not always reacting or leaning in too much when you pull back. It isn't about playing games. It's about allowing her to see your value from a different perspective. By the end of this video, you'll understand why sometimes the most magnetic thing you can do is to let go, step back, and give her the space to come toward you. Stick around, because sometimes creating that space isn't just powerful, it's essential for a deeper connection. The main reason women want you to leave, why women want you to leave first. When I say leave first, I don't mean ghosting or disappearing altogether. I'm talking about creating intentional distance, letting her feel your absence a little bit. Now, this idea might seem extreme. You might be thinking, if she's into me, why would I ever want to pull back? But here's the twist: when you're always there, always responding instantly, always available, she gets used to it. You're no longer a rare experience or a unique presence. Instead, you become predictable, maybe even easy to take for granted. Think about this in terms of your favorite suspenseful novel or a show you're hooked on. It's not just one straightforward plotline that grabs your attention. It's the twists and turns, the cliffhangers, and the mysteries that keep you engaged. If you always knew what was coming, it wouldn't be as exciting, right? The same goes for relationships. When you step back, even if it's just a little, you're adding that element of intrigue. You're creating a moment where she wonders what you're up to and what's going on in your world. Women actually crave this kind of dynamic shift because it pulls them in suddenly. You're not entirely predictable, and it gives her a chance to step up and notice what you bring to the table when you're not always there. We're not playing games. We're giving her time to see how valuable you are. Let's say you send her a text every day, starting with a good morning greeting. She always makes plans to hear from you, and even though she enjoys it, it's not a novel or exciting experience. Now imagine that one day you don't start the conversation and don't reach out right away. She might find herself in a state of uncertainty. It's natural for people to want things they can't fully have, so when you take a step back, you show her what it's like to be without you all the time. This can increase her appreciation for your time, attention, and relationship contributions. You become someone interesting, someone she wants to be around, not just someone she can call when she needs to. To do this well, you need balance. Don't disappear for so long that you seem careless or uninterested. The point is to leave behind small gaps of absence. Because you don't always make plans or start conversations, give her the space to meet you halfway and appreciate the times you do reach out. This creates a respectful, healthy distance where she has time to think about what you bring to the table and to miss you, even if it's just a little. When she does, you know you're creating an attraction based on real connection, not just being available all the time. Remember that pulling back doesn't mean being unavailable or playing games. You need to value your own time, let her know how valuable you are, and let her come to you as much as you go to her. This is the key to building a lasting relationship. Second, dedication does not stifle desire. Okay, let's talk about crushes for commitment. Despite the belief that commitment is the ultimate goal, some individuals seek commitment too quickly. You want to show her that you're serious, that you're invested, and that you're not just here to mess around. That's all well and good in the long run, but there's a key to making that work: timing and balance. If you think about it, we've all seen or heard movies or stories where the charming guy is completely loyal, dependable, and always there for her. However, she loses interest, primarily due to the lack of excitement associated with complete predictability. As boring as it may be to know exactly how someone feels every day, that kind of unwavering certainty can start to feel stifling. For example, let's say you're excited about a trip you've always wanted to take. You're looking up places to visit and packing your bags. But what if someone told you that you were going to live there forever and never leave? Every day would be the same, right? That excitement would probably start to fade, right? When someone knows they have you completely, a relationship can start to feel like that never-ending trip, predictable, maybe even boring. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism teaches us to value things without becoming completely attached to them. It's about enjoying the presence of someone without needing them to define our whole world. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within, not from clinging to external things or people in relationships. This means you can be present, loving, and loyal without making her the only thing that matters in your life, your interests and friends. Show her that you have a life outside of her, that you're a person with depth, passions, and things that you care about. This lets her miss you, be curious about you, and see you as an interesting, independent person. When you show her that she's not the only thing in your life, the dynamic changes. By not relying solely on her, you demonstrate your strength and independence, thereby increasing her desire to be a part of your life. Since you're not clinging to her for happiness, she's drawn to you. Commitment is great, but give yourself time and space too. It's not a threat to a relationship to be independent and focused on yourself. That's what makes a relationship last. In order to maintain the attraction and demonstrate that you are worth remaining with, it is important to maintain a close relationship with her, but not to the extent that you are overly attached. This is how you balance commitment and independence. Take some time to think about what you've been through. Did you ever put too much into a relationship too quickly? Or did you feel like you needed to pull back and find the right balance? Leave your ideas in the comments below. What do you think about commitment and desire? Or are you just here to take it all in? Maintaining balance is crucial in understanding this profound truth. Now, let's move on to number 3. Excitement fuels drama, feeds desire. Whether they realize it or not, many women find themselves drawn to slightly unpredictable relationships. When things are completely routine or predictable, there's a tendency for attraction to happen. And by drama, I don't mean the kind that hurts or irritates either person. I mean the kind of intrigue that comes from not being fully available to her all the time. Have a little doubt about where you stand. This air of mystery keeps her interested because it gives things a little edge. Consider it a clever blend of connection and freedom. If you're always there, always available and always reliable, the relationship can start to feel like a constant. It's normal to take things for granted when they're always there. Reach out and give her space by pulling back. This gives her a chance to feel the difference between being fully present and when you're not. This space lets her miss you, feel the pull of your absence, and respect how valuable your presence is. Not withholding love isn't the point. The point is to create a rhythm of closeness and distance that keeps both of you interested. Stoicism gives us a deep insight. Don't get attached to the results. If you're too focused on keeping things the same or making sure she feels a certain way, you might be putting too much stock in her emotions. When you step back, it shows that you're sure of yourself and don't need the connection to feel whole. You're there because you want to be. Being confident and sure of yourself is what draws her to you, not because you need her attention or approval. When you take a step back, you're not putting up a wall that says, "I don't care." You're showing her that your life is full and balanced on its own, with passions, interests, and pursuits that make you whole, and you're not in a place where you need her attention. Prove your worth. Stoics say that you should find happiness inside yourself instead of depending on other people or situations. This independence doesn't mean you don't value her presence. It simply means you're equally comfortable with and without it. When she sees that, it signals strength and resilience qualities that are highly attractive because they communicate that you bring stability and calmness to the relationship. And here's where a bit of healthy drama comes in. By occasionally stepping back, you allow her to feel the contrast between your presence and absence. You give her the experience of longing and feeling that spark of anticipation. This dynamic can actually bring you closer, deepening the connection without either of you feeling stifled. The drama isn't a conflict. It's a sense of intrigue and appreciation that comes from seeing both your independence and your willingness to connect. In short, when you pull back, you're reminding her of your individuality, of the man she was initially drawn to, the one who has his own life dreams and sense of purpose. It's a balance of closeness and autonomy that aligns with Stoic wisdom. You're teaching her, and perhaps even yourself, that true fulfillment comes from within, and in that process, you're creating a dynamic that keeps her interested, engaged, and deeply appreciative of the time you do spend together. It's a powerful way to foster a connection that's based on mutual respect, attraction, and genuine desire. One that's far from ordinary and deeply fulfilling. Number 4. Why stability? People often think that stability alone is enough to attract and keep someone's attention. While stability, reliability, and financial security are all positive attributes, people often view them as the foundation rather than the entirety of what makes someone attractive. Stability makes you dependent, but it doesn't always make you interesting. Intrigue and a sense of mystery play a big role in keeping someone interested, especially over time. Women are often interested in qualities other than just being the safe choice. They want someone who brings energy, purpose, and a bit of unpredictability into their lives. This doesn't mean being reckless or always spontaneous. It means having a sense of purpose and individuality that goes beyond the relationship. This is what some might call alpha energy, but it's really about exuding a natural confidence and independence that shows you have a life you're passionate about and aren't too dependent on anyone else to make you happy. Stoicism goes well with this way of thinking because it teaches self-reliance and inner strength. It emphasizes distancing yourself from uncontrollable factors such as other people's reactions and cultivating a robust, unwavering core. Consider this. Maintaining composure and center in any situation transforms you into a grounded and captivating individual. You're not just a safe harbor. You're a whole world she wants to be a part of because she senses a depth and mystery that interests her. In other words, being reliable is important, but so is developing an aura of independence and purpose. Not being emotionally unavailable, detachment means being comfortable with your own values and not relying on others' approval. This approach to relationships tells her you're with her because you want to be, not because you need her to feel whole. This choice to be free from neediness or dependence is incredibly powerful and deeply attractive. You're a stable, hard-working man who has his earnings in order and his life on track. Your personal goals, interests, relationships, and routines help you maximize your time. You're not just there for her when she sees this. She knows that you're also working on becoming the best version of yourself. This sense of purpose and self-direction is what keeps the relationship alive and makes her feel like she's with a man who's going somewhere in life, someone she can admire and respect. If you want to be a high-value partner, remember that it's not just about money or stability, it's about building a strong, independent and self-sufficient inner world. To find fulfillment and bring that strength into the relationship, not because you have to, but because you want to. This energy not only sustains the flame, but also transforms you into a person she aspires to know better, be close to, and admire. She feels safe and drawn to your world because of the power you bring to it. Number 5. Don't be either. Don't be too emotional. Let's discuss the significance of managing emotions in a relationship, which involves demonstrating your care without overwhelming her with intense emotions too quickly. It's easy to fall into this trap, particularly when you feel a strong connection with someone, but it's crucial to maintain balance and a sense of groundedness if you want her to perceive you as a strong and stable partner. This isn't about shutting down your feelings or pretending to be someone you're not. Emotions are natural, and expressing them is an important part of building a healthy relationship. However, there's a difference between expressing genuine feelings and letting your emotions take over. When you're too available, too quick to share deep emotions, or always wearing your heart on your sleeve, it can come across as a bit overwhelming. Women respect a man who is in charge of his feelings, not because he's cold, but because he's strong enough to handle them without letting them get the best of him. Define him. Let's say you're excited about starting a new relationship with someone and feel like things are going really well. You show her a lot of love and may even tell her early on how much you care, or text her all the time to check in. This much emotional investment could make her think that things are moving too quickly, or that you're too focused on her without giving the relationship time to grow naturally. It's almost as if you've already told her everything, leaving no room for her to be curious or wonder about you. Instead, think about pacing your emotions like you would your body. Pace other parts of the relationship and let her get to know you slowly, rather than all at once. This doesn't mean being difficult to get or hiding your feelings. It just means showing your interest in a steady and consistent way. You're allowing her to relish each moment with you and experience the excitement of getting to know you without haste, overwhelmed. This way of doing things helps keep the relationship balanced because you're both slowly investing rather than rushing headfirst into strong emotions. You may be wondering if showing affection isn't a beneficial thing. Yes, it is, but timing and intensity matter. A steady, calm approach shows her that you're sure of yourself and not looking for approval or reassurance. When you're overly emotional, she may feel pressured to match your intensity, which may not align with her current stage of development. By controlling your emotions, you're letting the relationship grow at a natural pace. When a woman sees that you're emotionally stable, it shows that you're a man who knows himself, someone who's reliable and grounded. Every passing feeling doesn't sweep you away. You're deliberate about when and how you express yourself. This doesn't imply a lack of openness or reserve. Rather, it signifies a measured approach to expressing yourself. Controlling your emotions and choosing when to express them shows a strength and maturity that's very attractive. You're showing her that you're not only emotionally available, but also mentally stable, and that stability, that sense of groundedness, makes her feel safe around you. Instead of hiding your true self, show her a man who controls his life, feelings, and journey. If you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who wants to build a strong, grounded relationship. It's not straightforward to control your emotions, but it's one of the best ways to build trust and show her that you're a reliable partner. If you like this video, please click the like button and let us know what you think. Please share your thoughts on emotional balance in relationships in the comments section below, or simply remain strong and stable to indicate your presence and consideration of these ideas. Now, let's find the next one. Thoughts put together, number 6. One of the strongest messages is your willingness to leave. It's not about making threats or trying to create tension. It's about showing that you respect yourself, your values, and what you want in life. When a man can genuinely step back and leave a situation that threatens his self-worth, it sends a strong message that he values himself. That's very attractive to a woman because it shows her that he's in the relationship by choice, not out of dependence or fear. Knowing your boundaries and sticking to them is powerful. Many people, both men and women, are afraid of losing someone they care about. This fear can lead them to make long-term sacrifices that negatively impact their self-respect. But if you can walk away if you have to, you're telling her, "I'm here because I want to be, not because I have to be." This crucial distinction demonstrates your emotional resilience. Being independent and sure of yourself makes you stand out. If you stay in a relationship where things aren't going well, maybe there's a lack of respect or your values don't fully align, staying is like putting your self-worth on hold to keep someone around. But if you calmly step back or even walk away, you'll show her that you won't settle for less than what feels right to you. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you value yourself enough to stick to your standards, which is a strength that women notice and deeply respect. This is where the idea of self-discipline comes in. Stoicism teaches us to practice self-control and to avoid becoming attached to things we can't control in relationships. This means putting your own well-being and peace of mind first. This involves not overly clinging to someone who may not be the right fit for you. It's about being calm, even when you're feeling angry, and choosing to walk away. If the situation isn't healthy when you have this kind of self-respect, you're not only protecting yourself, but also creating a dynamic in the relationship where she knows you won't bend or break. Just to please her, you're your own person and you're comfortable with that. Walking away is one of the most challenging moves because it requires you to face your fears and insecurities head-on, but it also shows her that you're confident and secure within yourself. You're not seeking validation from her or relying on her to feel complete. Instead, you're building a relationship based on mutual respect, where both of you are there, because you choose to be, not because you feel pressured or dependent. This choice-based connection is what keeps relationships healthy and grounded. It's what distinguishes a relationship where both parties feel free from one where they feel trapped. The strength to walk away isn't about shutting down emotionally or being stubborn. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to let someone else dictate. This self-respect and inner stability are what make you so compelling. Women are drawn to men who know who they are, who don't compromise their values, just to keep the peace. When she sees that you're willing to let go if things aren't right, it reinforces that you're a man who lives by his principles. You're not afraid of being alone because you're fulfilled within yourself, and that independence is magnetic. Ultimately, the power of walking away shows her that you're not with her out of neediness or desperation. You're there because you genuinely want to be, and because she aligns with your values. This creates a connection that's built on mutual respect, where both of you are free to be yourselves, in a world where many people settle or bend too easily. Standing firm and being willing to let go is a rare strength. It shows her that you value yourself enough to put your happiness and integrity first. And that's exactly the kind of energy she'll find captivating. Number 7, the right time to leave when things get too heated. Or when to take a step back. If your partner moves away, make space. By stepping back, you give your partner a chance to experience life without your constant presence and to feel the difference when you're not there. It creates a subtle spark, a reminder of what they value in you, a place for them to miss you, and a chance for them to reach out. This is a positive example of the Stoic principle in action. Stoicism often discourages impulsive actions or hasty solutions. Instead, Stoicism advises individuals to observe the situation calmly and allow time to guide their decisions. The next step. By pulling away, you give the relationship room to breathe, your feelings time to settle, and for both of you to naturally gravitate toward each other if the connection is strong. Sometimes doing less can actually make you feel closer because you're respecting each other's need for independence and time to think. Think of a time when things felt tense or off. Maybe you were trying to talk to your partner but felt like they weren't fully present or were even a little distant. In that moment, it can be tempting to push harder to get their attention or bring up problems right away. But instead, picture yourself in a different situation, that you gently pull away, giving them space and, more importantly, giving yourself time as well. This doesn't mean ignoring them or disappearing. It means taking a break from starting everything and letting a natural flow happen. When you make this gap, you give them the chance to experience what it's like when you're not there all the time, and that absence can spark appreciation and attraction again. If you've been spending a lot of time with someone and all of a sudden she seems a little more distant or unresponsive, don't question her or try to figure out what's wrong. Instead, take a step back, focus on your own goals, and give her the space to come back on her own. This shows her that you're confident in yourself and that you respect her independence. It also gives her the freedom to miss you on her own terms, which often leads to a deeper connection when she reaches out again. By knowing when to step back, you're showing that you're secure enough to trust the relationship without micromanaging it. This confidence, this willingness to let go just a little, is very attractive because it shows that you're there because you want to be, not because you need to be. You're giving her a chance to enjoy you and feel that spark that comes when you're not always available. This sense of independence and respect for each other's space keeps the relationship intriguing and dynamic over time. Understanding when to withdraw can significantly contribute to maintaining the spark. When you let the relationship breathe, you're letting it grow in a natural, healthy way. You're not forcing connection or constant interaction. Instead, you're building a foundation where both of you can feel free and valued, and where each moment together feels like a choice rather than an obligation. Remember, sometimes a little space can reignite attraction. It's a gentle, patient approach that respects the rhythm of closeness and independence by learning to step back. You're making a connection. The dynamic is based on mutual respect, admiration, and the liberty to unite when you truly desire it. This balance between closeness and independence is what keeps the spark alive and makes you both love and want each other again. Number 8. Growing your inner, getting inner peace and freedom. Peace and independence. Being truly satisfied with yourself is a game changer for both your personal growth and the quality of your relationships. When you develop a deep sense of inner peace and independence, your happiness and sense of self-worth no longer depend on other people. Being independent provides you with strength and stability, which enhances everything you contribute to a relationship. You're not looking for someone to make you whole or fill a gap in your life. You're bringing them into a life that's already full and rich. According to Stoicism, peace and happiness come from within. This way of thinking tells us to let go of things we can't change and work on becoming stronger instead. Self-discipline and a calm mind change the way you think about love and relationships when you apply them to them. When you're not in a relationship because you need something, but rather because you have many things, love transforms into genuine admiration, respect, and shared values. These are the things that make connections stronger and more balanced. The basis of your relationship changes from dependence to mutual respect when you're content on your own. You're with your partner because you want to be, not because you have to be. When you do this, everything changes. This choice gives the relationship a refreshing sense of freedom. She can tell that you're stable and not relying on her approval to feel whole. This energy draws her to you because she knows she can be herself with you and that you value her as she is, not as someone who's there to meet all of his emotional needs. Imagine being in a relationship with someone where both people have found inner peace, where there is a balance of support and space, and where each person has their own interests, goals, and sense of fulfillment. Due to their self-confidence, neither feels the need to complete the other. This type of relationship thrives on respect and attraction, not on the need to constantly reassure each other. You're free to support each other's growth, to explore life together, and to enjoy each other's company without clinging or fear of losing yourself in the relationship. For example, you've invested time in pursuing your own interests, developing your career, and building friendships that add meaning to your life. When you're in a relationship, you don't drop these. Instead, you continue to invest in yourself, maintain your hobbies, and spend time with friends, demonstrating your commitment to both the relationship and yourself. This balance is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates your resilience in the face of challenges, including relationship ups and downs. When you have a strong sense of self, you're less likely to be shaken by temporary setbacks or disagreements. Instead, you're able to approach conflict calmly, bringing clarity and stability to the situation. This steadiness reinforces her trust in you because she knows that no matter what, you're not dependent on the relationship for your happiness. You're someone she can rely on, not someone who will unravel if things get tough. In many ways, this approach allows love to grow in an environment of respect and freedom. When you're fulfilled on your own, you're not putting the weight of your happiness on her shoulders, which lets the relationship breathe and flourish. There's no dependency, there's just a shared connection built on appreciation and choice. Stoic ideas about being self-sufficient. You can build this kind of relationship based on shared joy rather than need. This type of relationship is built on both of you feeling free to be yourself, which strengthens the bond over time. Therefore, focus on finding inner peace. Follow your dreams. Make friends that matter and invest in your own growth by creating a life that truly makes you content and fulfilled. By demonstrating to her and yourself that your happiness is independent of anyone else, you are establishing the foundation for a robust relationship. You're with her because you want to be, not because you have to be. This way of thinking makes a connection. If both people in a relationship feel respected, valued, and free to grow, love can grow on a foundation of strength, admiration, and lasting attraction. When you bring inner peace and autonomy to a relationship, you create a connection based on respect and genuine desire, a bond that not only lasts but also improves both of your lives. This way of thinking lets love grow in a space of freedom and true appreciation as we wrap up today's discussion. In the end, as you can see, stepping back doesn't mean losing connection. Instead, it means strengthening it through thoughtful independence and respect. In this video, we talked about why giving a woman space, even when she's attracted to you, isn't just stepping back. It's about stepping into a more nuanced understanding of attraction. We found that this approach is based on both natural dynamics and Stoic wisdom, stressing the power of restraint and the importance of letting someone appreciate your worth on their own terms. This isn't about playing games, it's about making a real connection that lets both partners recognize and respect each other's worth, creating a deeper, more meaningful bond now. I'd love to hear what you think about this plan. Do you believe that giving space can really make attraction stronger? Have you seen this happen in your own relationships? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing for more similar content. Also, watch the suggested videos on the screen to strengthen and stabilize relationships. Thanks for watching, and remember to let someone come to you. It's sometimes the best way to get close to them.